All of our bar and brewery partners are listed on one place, and it's tomanddanwateringholes.com.
Super convenient for you to jump on there and just basically see every single bar, pub, restaurant that we work with, other little hidden secret places. And when you're going there, you are getting the little Tom and Dan tip of the hat.
Yep, brand new watering hole just signed on, Toll Road Brewing Company.
Oh, they're great. Yep. They're fantastic. Really good beers coming out of Claremont.
If you're in this area, Dade City Brew House, they're doing a lot of stuff over there in Dade City. And
another good local brewery. Yeah, they're real good.
Hourglass Brewing, they're in Longwood. They're mega location, and then they got the tap room in Orlando.
It's insane. Yeah, they got great stuff. You got Cafe Da Vinci.
Yep.
They are a watering hole. They're in my hometown of DeLand, Florida. It's beautiful in the historic area. It's won Main Street USA awards multiple times. You can see bands like the Supervillains are going to be there on the 17th. Donovan Frankenreiter, who is a pro surfer turned musician. I don't know how they booked that. That's on the 24th of February. I might actually head out there because Donovan, I was a huge fan of his surfing.
Awesome. If you're near Cocoa, Bug Nutty Brewing Company's over there. Of course, Johnny's. We've got West End. We got Celery City if you're in Sanford. Of course, Tuffy's, Bottle Shop and Lounge. Plus their brand new installation, the Music Box.
The Music Box is dope, man.
They constantly have acts and cool acts going through there and musicians. But again, all of this information, all of our watering hole partners are at tomanddanwateringholes.com, or you can go to tomanddan.com and click on the watering holes link and go by there, ask for a koozie because they all have some Tom and Dan koozies, and take a picture, put it on social media. It helps us out. Again, it's tomanddanwateringholes.com. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
That is a damn fine slouchy beanie you got on.
It is comfy.
Is that a Tom and Dan slouchy beanie?
It is a Tom and Dan slouchy beanie.
Thank
you to Eric the Merchman who got it for me since you guys gave away mine.
Yeah, well,
got it to me in 2 days.
He brought two. Because he knows that we'd probably give away one.
One to give away, one to misplace, and then one for you. And then we misplaced both of them. One of them I gave to a listener who said I was incredibly short. That's what I do.
She said, wow, you are that short. That's different.
That's the quote.
Yeah.
And then I said, that's the phrase of the day that pays. And I gave her a slouchy beanie.
I guess people think we're lying when we talk about how short.
Why would anybody lie about that?
I don't know.
Why would you lie about that?
Maybe because we're like, they
Is that going to get us more listeners if I lie about it and then they finally see me and they're like, you're not really short. I'm never listening again.
You lied to me.
Yeah, what would they? I don't. Well, anyway,
they would never meet me and be like, "Wow, you are that dumb." You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Well, they have to talk to me for longer.
I've seen that on the cruise casino.
Yeah, I've seen that when they're sitting here. They don't say it to you, but they look at me and they give me the eyes. They give me the eyes.
They really are bad at business,
but they don't say it out loud, like they do to you right when they meet you.
Well,
first
because
thing.
I can't beat them up. You know what I mean? Like they look at me, they're like, it's like I think it's age old. Like it's almost like an instinct. You look at the person in your mind, subconsciously your mind is looking and you're like, no threat, small, tell him. And you're like, yeah, you're short. Can't do anything about it.
I guess.
What are you going to do about it?
Throw one good haymaker.
I mean, like, it is a weird thing.
They don't mean it to be mean.
No. They don't mean it to be mean.
It's kind of like if Manute Bol walked in, you'd be like, "Whoa, you are that tall."
I would not do that. I have met many basketball players that are the upper 6 and 7 feet tall, and I have never, because I was raised correctly.
There's two kinds of people: people that were raised right, and people like Tom.
I hate to say it.
We have people at the restaurant when we have tall guests come in. They're like, "Wow, you're tall." I'll be like, "They're a person. Just let them sit down and eat their food."
Yeah,
you have to scream.
I have gained so much. I already thought you were aces, man. I already thought you were the best. But the fact that Pat knows that had to do with my mom and my dad told me, you're going to encounter some people in your life that have unfortunate, disfiguring, problems. You're going to see and possibly do business with a horribly disfigured 5'2" man. Don't say anything about it. He just wants to eat his hollow-box. Just let him sit there and eat his spatzel. Let him sit there and watch his daughter eat. He's got a daughter, by the way. He's 45 years old. So maybe some people would say, this man has earned the right to not, as he enters his twilight years, bringing the plane down to put the rubber on the tarmac. He doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't want to hear that he's 5'2". Maybe, goddammit, he knows. Maybe every morning when he goes to put on his tiny little stunted pants, he looks into the mirror and he blanking knows. He knows what he is.
No, you're good with it. You wouldn't change anything, right? Chef Pat and Eric are here.
Yeah. No regrets. No regrets.
From Hollabox Willow Tree Cafe.
What's up, guys?
I was in
Sam.
I think I scared Eric. Like, he looks scared.
What's happening?
I'm just not a morning person. It's fine.
Eric was like, I wasn't going to say how short you were, but now I have nothing.
I know plenty of short people. It's fine.
I was in Sanford yesterday, and man, it's just it's booming. It's the amount of stuff that they're building in Sanford, and the amount of things going up, and like it's becoming more and more of a destination. And I'm telling you, it's we are, if not we're going to be at the Key West of Central Florida. It's there.
It's already happening. What say you guys? I mean, you're there every day.
We're for it. We've been there a long time, so we've seen Sanford grow a lot in the last 20 years, going on 21 years now that Hollabox have been running the Willow Tree. Any growth is good growth. It brings people to the town, and the more people that come to town, the more people that can come through the restaurant and come through the businesses.
Yeah.
So I have the perfect thing for this weekend, and I was thinking about this when I was looking at the weather, right?
Just so you know, I don't condone Tom saying I have the perfect thing for this weekend and then cupping his balls. I find that disgusting. And I know that people that aren't watching this on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, or on YouTube, Tom and Dan Live, please, sir, continue, but without the cupping.
So the high is 48. I don't even know. That's in Orlando. I think is it colder in Sanford?
Yeah, I think I looked this morning. Saturday it's going to be like 46, something like that.
Yeah. The high.
Yeah.
Low, like 27. 28.
How do you guys handle? Are you guys cold weather people?
I'm a sixth generation Floridian. I do not like it. It's terrible.
Yeah, there with you.
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
I hate it. It makes my bones hurt, like my fingers.
Puts me in a bad mood.
Yeah, it makes my phalanges hurt. It makes my toes hurt. And then people clown me. Like my friend Summer, she loves it. And she'll just send me a text when she knows it's cold and be like, "How are your toes, you little baby?" They hurt.
My wife's family from Canada's in, and they were swimming in the pool and swimming at the beach last week. And I'm like, you're crazy.
The
people.
Brits do that. I hate it.
But this is an opportunity for an adventure, and I like adventures.
I like adventures.
And something like an experience, because it's like peak cold. You go up to Hollabox Beer Garden, right outside.
All right,
and then,
beer outside. I've always been beer outside. Even if it's cold, I've always been for that.
You bundle up, and you're outside of the roof, cold as hell. You look like you're in Germany, right?
Okay,
that's the Germany. That's the experience.
So
right?
actually, brandy is what the Germans will drink to warm you up when it's cold out.
She's a fine girl.
It's a fact. That's like some of the what are those dogs, like the Saint Bernards that would have like a brandy in the little barrels or the little around their little snoots around their necks.
Yep.
So it could warm you up and thin your blood and that kind of stuff when you're stuck up on the mountain and freezing to death.
This is why
I did read some science saying that alcohol will kill you faster.
Yeah, it will.
I think it just makes it not suck so bad.
Well, you know what?
It's like morphine, where they're like, "I'll give you 2 shots."
But that
you're not
dog,
gonna make it.
but just seeing that dog and maybe getting a little bit of a puppy hug, put a smile on my face as I'm
buzz
dying.
and a puppy hug, and it's good to go.
You know what? If I'm dying, put the puppy in my arms and let me cuddle him to death, please.
If you're in a life-threatening, you're going to die of hypothermia experience.
Give me a shot.
That's a reverse Sarah McLachlan scenario right there, right?
But
the dog's holding you.
If you're cold, alcohol makes you feel warmer. And then if you're just hanging out on the rooftop of Hollabox, you're going to feel warmer, and it's going to give you the effect you want. Because alcohol does make you feel warmer when you're in freezing cold.
It's true.
I haven't been in a scenario where alcohol hasn't been able to emulate any feeling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can be anything to me. Yeah. What do you want? Excitement? Love? Lust? Anger? I got them all.
It enhances everything.
Yeah, it enhances everything.
I like this bottle
because it looks very old world and fancy. And one of the things, if I can pontificate for a second, that I dislike about modern day craft beer is that most of the labels are really edgy and fun, and they like take on Ghostbusters, or they do. Nah, dog. That's the way it should look. Holding that, you look like a fancy man. You look like a business person that has some worth.
Yep.
When I'm holding a can of like some sort of beer that has a skull on it wearing Oakley blades, I'm like, that's not cool.
We got lots of pictures of monks on our beer.
Yes.
And other than that, words.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it.
12th century, old school cool, you know?
Yeah, the recipe is so...
So, Chef Pat, if you're drinking this, is there any food that would...
Pair well with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually, at the market, we have... rum balls, cake balls that have the
More
Outstock
alcohol.
brandy in it.
No, all right.
So it's like we mush up the cake with chocolate ganache and brandy, and then make it into
my
balls,
God.
dip it in chocolate, and then you eat them.
Are you ready to
what are they
rum
called?
balls?
Truffles. I
Yes!
swear, Dan. I swear,
What? No one said that before? No one said, are you ready to rum balls?
Eric. That was your one job the last
God
15
damn
years
it.
as marketing director.
Yeah, come
Write
up
that
with
down.
that.
That's yours, man. Tom and Dan's, are you get ready to rum ball?
We will be soon.
Tom and Dan's rum balls rumble. What about a rum balls rumble?
No, I like that, yeah.
How do you guys feel about having
Ball still
little
skin.
people wrestling within the restaurant? Because I hear Claremont, it's off the table in Claremont. Claremont, you can't do anything in Claremont anymore. No more
They're
ding
shutting
dong.
it down.
No more ding dong fights. No more micro wrestling. But we'll do it in Sanford.
Paul says we can do whatever we
Yeah,
want to
we'll
do.
do it in Sanford. Call Paul.
Oh, Paul will do it.
We need micro championship wrestling and some rum balls. Stat.
We're always family friendly in Sanford, right? It's fine.
So,
Oh, he's lining up shots. Looks like this is going to get serious.
So, Pat, what, there's some things that are traditional for cold weather. Like, I'm thinking of chili or that kind. Is there something the German
Goulash.
Okay, goulash.
Yes, I love
Hold
a
on
good
a second.
goulash.
Tell me what goulash, because goulash to me growing up.
Don't tell him it's embarrassing. Stop!
I already know.
Let's hear the white
No.
trash swamp person goulash recipe.
Sam, I thought I got away from this. No, you're going to do
I'll
it.
tell you swamp. I'll tell you swamp goulash. It's basically just hamburger meat, browned, right, with spaghetti sauce,
Gray meat with Prego on it.
Yeah.
Macaroni, right?
Macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese mixed together. My mom was like, "Here's goulash." I loved it. I was like, "Goulash,
Goulash.
Yeah.
It's French.
Yeah.
I do have a handful of people that will call me over to the table and be like, "This ain't goulash."
Was it my mom?
And I already know.
Monsieur, I need to speak to the...
Actually,
Chef, I think you got this wrong.
But so you mentioned chili for cold weather food, and we just did chili cook off. We came in second.
nice.
We won the last two. We came in second this time.
That's really, really good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But my theory on chili is that it's really a German dish that German cowboy immigrants, when they came to Texas, as they migrated west, they took indigenous ingredients, the Mexican chilies, and made their beef stew with peppers. But it was different peppers, so you get chili instead of beef. I don't do beans and chili. We do like whole meat chunks, like smoked beef
More
and
like
smoked
Texas
pork
style.
belly. Yeah. Where it's like chunks that shred in your mouth.
Yeah.
Real chili. I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's so much closer to goulash than what we think of chili and goulash.
Dig it. Oh, my God, I'm so hungry. I forgot when you
I
guys
know.
come in, I start to freak the blank out.
But
I'm hungry.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, you go up and sit in that rooftop bar and in the
love it.
freezing cold. Yeah, I mean that's a.
So you guys have goulash at the restaurant?
We do have goulash all day, every day on the menu.
And it's more like this...
Yeah, it's a thick stew. It
Beef
comes in a
stew
big bowl. We
hybrid
serve
deal?
it with a nice big slice of rye bread cut in half and some sour cream to mix in. Dude. It's so good. It's so good.
That's amazing.
Get an order of fries. Dip your fries in it.
Also, rye bread, if we can talk about that for a second, that is an underappreciated bread that I love that you just can't... It seems like it's harder to find. Like in my house growing up, because my mom and dad really this is a weird thing to like, but they really liked patty melts.
Yeah.
And they would cook, occasionally, they would cook a patty melt.
Ooh, seeds.
At the house. But tell me the last time you've heard of anybody just other than Chef Pat, completely off the table.
Uh-huh.
But of people that are just like, oh yeah, we whipped up a patty melt last night. Like
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
caramelized onions.
Yeah.
But we did that. We did it in my house, and we almost always had rye bread in the house, which is, again,
It's old school. It's old school.
Yeah. I wonder what that is because I remember ordering more patty melts as a kid.
It was an old man's. It's an old man's hamburger. The patty melt. Dumb old man hamburger.
I stopped doing it for whatever reason. I never ordered.
Delicious,
Dude,
though.
patty melt. You got the butter. You got the grilled onions. I think traditionally there's mustard on a patty melt. I might be wrong on that, but I think there is.
Right, Swiss cheese usually.
Swiss cheese,
Yeah.
It's
rye
like the
bread.
weird, like Thousand Island ketchup mayo stuff.
Some people do that, yeah, like a Frisco style is what they call that at like a what do you call that? Steak and shake.
I love a Frisco melt and a chili 5-way. I'll tell you that.
I love Steak and Shake until they started putting underneath it that by Bugatti or whatever the developing group that bought them, because it's like like underneath it looked more like a cologne. It'd be like Steak and Shake, and then it'd be like Versace, by Versace. It's like very odd to me.
Steak and Shake.
Yeah, I didn't like it like that. Are we drinking? Let's drink.
I smelled this and my brain released it like endorphins. Like,
Is that all you got to do now?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
Chef Pat, Eric, what do we got here? What is this?
Yeah, so this is Asbach German brandy. It's a pretty classic brandy. Got nice vanilla flavors to it. It's a little smooth, smoother than you'd think. For something 40 proof or 40%. So yeah, give it a shot.
What's the difference in 40 proof and 40%?
I never understood.
I'm
the
not a
proof
math
thing.
guy.
Yeah,
I
I think it just doubles it, right? Like that's all it is.
I cleaned my sinuses out.
let me.
I took it because you guys said
Gross.
go, and then you started
yeah.
chit-chatting. So
No problem.
feel that fire?
Oh,
Feel
it's
that
Fresh.
It feels so warm.
That is so fresh.
Toasty now.
Take my clothes off.
Whoa, don't do that. Just take the hoodie off. My God, sir.
I think I want to make some goulash nude right now. Never
Nude lash.
Yeah, nude lash. Good nude.
So, Chef Pat, when do we reorder our pins? Because I've seen more and more BDMs and listeners take pictures of their pins. So I'm imagining, I'm just doing the math. I think we did 150. We must be getting low. We're gonna have to come up with a new design, right?
Yeah, we're getting pretty low. I think I'm down to like my last bag and a half or something like that out of
Okay.
the case.
So
Have you thought of anything or what you've wanted to do?
Well, I feel like we're winter, but by the time we order them and get them in, we'll be moving into spring. I'm
Yeah.
not
What
sure.
if you guys are rum balls? Little rum balls.
No, okay, all right.
Rum balls?
It's hard.
Well, I want to
What
be.
do we do?
I want to be
So we
a.
had gummy bears.
I want to be a small Michael Buffer, and I want to be yelling, "Let's get ready to rum balls!"
Yeah.
We need that pin.
And then I want Tom on hands on his hips, nude, making goulash. Right? I mean, that's a pin,
Yeah.
people. You
With
want?
that in a little blacked out baggie.
Yeah.
like they do with porno at 7-Eleven.
Tiny paper
Exactly.
bags.
Put a little.
I think Dan should be a potato pancake, and Tom should be the pork shank.
All right, pork shank and
pancake in the morning. That's like the easiest. We could totally do that right now. It's pork shake and pancake in the mornings.
All right, Pabone. So you heard them. Just come up with something.
Wow.
Pabone, come look through the
You
restaurant.
come up with everything.
See what you want to do.
You could just come wander through the restaurant, right? We've done pretzels. We
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
that,
We
right?
did the
Yeah.
asparagus. We did the pretzels.
Yeah.
We did the gummy
beers.
bears,
Brats.
and we did the
Sausage,
sausages.
And
We're not done
steins,
beers
beer
yet.
steins. We done beer steins,
Yeah,
no?
No, it was a sausage holding the beer stein.
They're always
Oh.
holding beers, but they've never been beers.
We didn't.
What?
We didn't do
They should be
beers.
beers
Drinking
holding
beers?
their sausages.
no, we can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. They
I
could
thought
be
we did
running-
beers,
No,
drinking beers.
I thought we did too, but maybe we
the
didn't.
beerception one where it was a beer holding a beer.
Yeah, or did
That's
we,
just two single dads running through. It's like baby beers.
Yeah, I kind of like beer holding a beer. Anyway, or pork shank and pancake. That's good.
How about holding ourselves?
Well, we'll come up with something and have new
Yeah,
pens.
just holding your handle.
Yeah.
Hand on my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
And Pat, is there anything else coming up at Hollabox that we should know about?
We've got Fasching coming up next month, or in the next couple months, which is Carnival season. So like Mardi Gras, Carnival type thing.
Cool.
Do you have your version of a king cake? Do you put a little pretzel in a cake or something?
No, we usually do. We usually do special bread pudding for
Okay.
Fasching
Special
for that
bread
with sexy bourbon sauce.
Yes! I love bread pudding.
Oh yeah.
And that's the day where the women take over the restaurant. And so they bring the scissors, and all the guys wear
Excuse
ties
me?
that day.
We do like a tie cutting.
Yeah,
It's called
that's the whole thing.
Weibefastnacht. It's where the 1 year of 1 day of the year when the men let the women take over the town in Germany, apparently. But they cut your tie, and then they're supposed to like be in charge of you for the night or something like that.
Oh, I know what that means.
Is there symbolism to that?
Yeah.
I mean, severing ties. I don't know.
So is there like a ceremony, or
Yeah, like,
is it just you walk
like,
in
at the restaurant? We do a key presentation. Like we hand over a big fake wooden key.
To the women and the
Yeah.
Are you allowed to leave?
Yeah.
Is it
sure.
midsummer?
Like
They'll
you
chase
give
you
them the
down.
restaurant.
Bar the doors!
Now, are you concerned at all? Because, you are giving, like...
Cut their ties.
You're
It's like,
giving
who are
this-
you? You got to pay double tonight. You can't.
Is it at all concerning that you are handing over a iconic historic restaurant to a bunch of women?
Our CEO, Christina Hollerbach, is a little questionable.
That's
He's in
right.
charge.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Thea already did the hard part and handed it to her, so we're good now.
Yeah, maybe it should be the other way.
It's cool that you guys do like these kitschy, fun, like odd holidays. Are
It's
really
like
cool.
like the Krampus thing too. It's stuff that they've done in small towns in Germany for a long time that they still do.
Yeah.
That that we're trying to just make light of and bring to the forefront and
and when
the
is
culture.
this? When is this day?
that is February 24th.
We should do that here, and you and I wear ties, and then Sam can cut them, and she can take over the show.
I like that. And then stomp them. that part of
The rum balls or the ties?
Hey.
Don't stomp the rumble.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna start taking a shot of brandy every day. I know what
That's what those business guys
I know.
Yeah.
Like I feel incredible.
Me too.
I'm like, man, all the stress went away.
I'm nursing mine.
I'm like, man, this is good. Awesome at work.
A little crystal glass with
Yeah.
2 fingers of Osbach in it every morning.
But here's the problem.
Oh, Tom had a problem a couple of years ago where he was known as Two-Finger Osbach. Trust me. He had a
It's like-
feature.
It's like, this makes me feel good every day. And then I'm like, one doesn't do it anymore. Oh, 1.5. And
I drink a bottle of Osbach every morning.
and then that's the problem. Then my family's here. I'm like, oh, my kids are here.
Chef Pat, what are you doing here?
nothing.
It all started with me.
Or everyone's reading letters.
I started this, I'll finish it.
And I'm like, I just wanted to feel good. I'm like, is that a crime?
Oh, the chat room is letting us know that Kratom Carey has arrived.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's giving us the salute. He gave us a thank you for our freedom.
Yeah. We'll
Pat
talk
knows who that
later.
is, so he's scared. Pat,
Well, everybody's
Pat and
scared.
Eric are going to exit through the gift shop over here. They're out. They're out through the side door. I've never had a guest leave through the side door. The emergency chute.
We never had. Have we
Shut
even
the
opened
studio
that
door.
Didn't we have a lock on it for a long time that we couldn't get off?
We still do. In fact, a fun fact is the original key that has been changed to this place that no longer works is still in a lockbox from the realtor that rented us this place 6 years ago on the door. And once a year, I email them to see if they'll take the lockbox away, and I get no answer. But I do it once a year.
Chef Pat, Eric, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure seeing you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Again, Hollabox Willow Tree Cafe in Sanford. It's an experience.
It's not a restaurant, it's a day. I
Yeah.
mean, you should just go and eat a couple times there.
And they
you
have
know?
cool stuff throughout the week. They got a meat bingo, which I want to do one time. I've been there for
Let's
jazz
just go.
night, which
Can
is
you just
awesome.
Pick a time and
Yeah.
I'll just tag along with you because
For sure.
Sam's really good now about like making plans and then I'll just go like I'll just go.
He's a tag along.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just easier.
That's the easiest way to be, right?
It's just easier to do that, but I want to do meat bingo. What else you guys got
Yeah,
going
with
on?
the meat bingo too. If you guys wanted to pick a charity for the night you guys come,
Yes.
all we can give all the money for the bingo cards to that charity.
Sweet.
So
Okay,
just
awesome.
kind of let us know in advance. so we'll
Even
get
a
that
better
set
reason
up.
to
Yeah.
show up. Okay, good.
Let's plan a night for meat bingo.
I love some bingo, man.
Yeah, I know, and we'll
It's
invite
the
all
laziest
BDMs.
it's the laziest form of conversational gambling. You know,
Yeah,
you just sit
you're
there and
right.
talk to your friends, and next thing you know, you won $200 or a steak.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail message, super easy to do. 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 1-844-TOM and Dan. Call that number and leave your voice recording on there. I go through them about once a week. Now, the other way you can do it is to get our free app. All of our content's on there. There's a little button on our app that says mediocre messages. If you hold that down and talk into your phone, it will send me a voicemail message, much like this one right here.
Yo, BDM Neil here. Maybe my first call of 2022 or first voicemail. But Daniel was talking about Wawa lines and the lines and all that stuff. Yo, Wawa line is crazy. And like, just because like you could be standing there and then the person walks up and almost everybody wants nicotine. They always say like, oh, a nicotine on this side.
It's nicotine on the left, Neil. They go, nicotine on the left! Like that, they yell it, which is embarrassing that they say that.
Yeah.
I don't think they... Look, I was a smoker. I know what it's like to be a smoker. I appreciate smokers. I'm not one anymore, but I remember what it's like. I don't think they should be shamed for that. I don't think that there should be two lines. I don't think there should be... Like, I think if they sell it, you should sell it in both lines. My only beef is when a new line opens, the person that's in line gets to go first. You don't just get to run from the back and sprint to the front and you suddenly beat...
But that's on the person.
It is. But I also... See, I just want to give some concessions here. I do not believe that if you're in Wawa buying cigarettes that you should have to go through one line. All lines are open for everything that's in the store. So if you want cigarettes, you get them out of any line. Look, I'm a good person. I want everybody to get what they want to get. My only beef with Wawa is they always open up a new line, and the person is such a P word. They don't want to say like, no. We take them in the order that they were standing here. Then this person, come on, sir, and then that's all you got to do. That's it.
Yeah.
Just run a queue. But they don't want to do that.
I also think they don't care. That's a big part.
No.
You know, like, what do they care? They.
I mean, I just think that, like, that is... There have to be more people like me that have decided, you know what, I'm not going to use Wawa because they do not instill in their employees the ability to run a line. And until they do... I will be more than happy to use 7-Eleven where my ladies that I see every morning know how to run a line. In fact, they command the line.
Let me ask you guys this, and I totally forgot about bringing this up on Friday Free Show, but when I pull up to my 7-Eleven and I see, and there's no one else there, like let's say I'm going...
Wait, you know what? That just raised your credibility with me, knowing you're a 7-Eleven man like me.
It's just,
us 7-Eleven men got to stick together.
It's just closest to my house, and it's like
okay.
my,
it's all right.
you know...
You made the right choice.
When I pull up there and there's nobody else there, and the cashier is out smoking a cigarette... And
I let them finish their cigarette.
Yeah, I feel bad. Yeah. So then, like,
you're a good man. You know what? We're on the same page when it comes to this. I usually go a little slower because I don't want to be the guy that forces them back inside.
So I pull up, but the problem is that as soon as I pull up, they're like, "Oh God!" And I see them mouthing like, "It always happens just when I light up," and then they start putting it out, and I feel like saying. I'll wait, but they won't do it because they'll get in trouble.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Get in trouble. They're on camera.
Yeah. So it's like
they do that move, and I used to.
There's nothing I can do. I tell them to, and I'll get up and be like, "Hey, I'm going to wander around inside for a while. You could take a couple more."
What are you waiting on a prescription? It's not Walgreens. I know exactly what I'm getting. 2 Diet Mountain Dews, spicy Slim Jim, maybe a donut.
I'm just telling them that, so I'm telling them
you don't
like,
want to rush them.
You don't rush,
but
they
already went too far. You don't get out of your car.
But even when I pull up, they'll start putting out their cigarette, and I feel like,
well, they back up.
circle the block.
Put
it in reverse. This is what.
Or pull up at the gas pump, so they're not sure if you're going to go in or not.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about this?
They already
also, you're a psychopath.
Initiated
we're both psychopaths. But that's why I feel like it's worse. They already started putting their cigarette out. So if I back
up, your horn at them.
You're good.
Yeah.
Keep smoking.
Anyway, so it happens like fairly often. Actually, like I interrupt people's smoke breaks fairly often.
They do the move, and I hate this move where they take the cigarette. And they probably only burn down about 3 millimeters, but then they tap it to put it out on the brick of the 7-Eleven. They tap it to put it out, and then they go inside, and then they sit it there. Well, one corner of that cigarette in the circle where it was burning, one little part is still burning, and it's putting all that stinky old stale smoke in the cigarette. So when they go to relight it again, that first toot is going to taste horrible. And you did that to them. You did that, sir, because you don't have any self-control of opening your damn door when you get to the 7-Eleven.
I was going to ask you, when I used to smoke, there is something about smoking a relit cigarette. It tastes different. Is that true, or is that just in my mind?
I would never do it. Well, I would do it if it was like 3 millimeters down. I'd relight it, and I'd be mad, and I'd try to...
Yeah.
and toot out the other one.
So it's the first couple poofs.
Yeah.
That's what tastes bad.
I've been wanting it so bad lately, dude. I'm this close. I was this close over the
Start
weekend
smoking
of
it.
start smoking again. Because I was like, that'll make me cool. That's what I need.
I
I
don't
need
think, no one
Let's
does
start
it.
smoking again.
I'll smoke.
Dude, nobody does it. When I'm driving around town in my car looking around, everyone's smoking, and not only are they smoking, they're smoking with the windows up. Me and
Yeah.
Andrea noticed everybody in Florida
'Cause
smoke cigarettes, and it's
Well,
cold,
it's
so they all
cold,
got the
yeah,
windows up, and
exactly.
nothing but they got some old ocean deck sweatshirt on with just secondhand smoke all poofed in it.
Yeah.
Society forced all smokers just smoke in the car now. They can't smoke anywhere. If you smoke on the streets,
You're right.
like people will shame
I don't
you.
agree with that. I think you should be able to smoke in the streets. It never bothered me at any of the theme parks. Okay.
They also took the smoking
Walking
sections
around.
away.
When I was walking
Yeah.
around any theme park, Universal especially, because that one's a little more adult,
a little more party
a
friendly.
little more party
yeah.
friendly. Never smelled secondhand. Never smelled it.
No.
Not in a million years. But you know, God forbid you take your vape pen there and start tooting, they'll come down on you hard.
Now,
Man. They'll get you.
I do agree with like indoor spaces because
Yeah.
even
Sure.
like
Yes.
when now that the West End is smoke free, like I was in there last
It's
week,
way better, dude.
and I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
there's a difference. Like
Yeah.
you know, back when you used to be able to smoke in here, it stunk.
Nobody
And,
argues with that, but if you're outside
is.
next to me,
Cigarettes.
like if you and I go outside and somebody lights up a cigarette, good, enjoy your life. You know, like it ain't bothering me.
Yeah.
It's people get so mad.
Like me smelling secondhand smoke from 20 feet away out in like open air is not going to do anything
No.
to me. it's not
Apparently
going to
people
hurt
think
me.
it does, I
It's-
guess,
no,
but-
yeah, because everybody.
It's never bothered me. I like cigarettes. You know, like I make a lot of jokes on here, and then if I'm like at a if I'm at a
When's
restaurant,
the last time you've smoked one?
dude, I can't even put a number.
Oh,
on
I
it.
think the last Tom and Dan cruise, I smoked half a cigarette in the casino, and I was like, "This is disgusting." Put it out.
Got the last
I
one.
definitely smoked the last Tom Dan cruise, but I've smoked after that, like in some scenario where, you know, me and Crystal were out and like we're sharing a cigarette or something. Like you get wasted, you know. Crystal will still sneak one every once in a
Yeah.
while. It's her like guilty pleasure,
Yeah,
and I thought it was like fine.
Yeah, one
admire
every
that.
once in a while,
Nothing
it's
wrong with
fine.
that at all.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, even if you had one cigarette a day and you could have the discipline to do that, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know, no, it would be hard pressed for any doctor to be like, oh, that's gonna, you know, they could say like, you know, it's not the best for you, but it's like one candy bar a day, or I don't know.
I could not tell you the last cigarette I had, but I was at the old house.
Have they made them more healthy?
Cigarettes?
No.
Like,
I mean, everyone says the American spirits are more healthy, but it's like
No, they're just more expensive and don't taste as good because
they don't have as many of the
they're all
chemicals, but
Does American Spirit make a menthol cigarette?
I believe they do.
But is it like an all natural menthol? I want the ones that I used to like a menthol cigarette because the first two.
I loved a menthol.
Oh,
So
me and
trashy.
Sam are trash.
Oh, so good.
They're so good. My God.
Those Marble Smooths.
oh yeah.
It'll tear up your
I
throat,
remember
but it's a good
those.
time.
Yeah, but that was like smoking smoking
Peppermint.
Noxzema, man. Like you throw up those smooths in, and that first toot was like burning scope.
Natural American Spirit light green menthol mellow.
I don't.
That's
I
their
want,
menthol.
but it's
I
got
used to get the Marlboro mediums.
It's got to have that hit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the medium.
yeah, blue pack.
Oh, I remember the blue pack. I did wides for a little while, and then I decided that my body style should not be the same shape as my cigarette, and I went away. But I think the last one I smoked was probably how long ago? I've been in this area for like almost 10, 11 years, so probably like more
Yeah,
than
you
that.
never
15
like
years ago.
And because again, you have the mentality of stringing together consecutive days and mean something to you. So smoking one cigarette would screw that up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Plus, it really does. I got to a point where I was smoking so much that it just like once I like kind of wrote down like I was like 3 packs a day. When you like really start to just like dig into what that is,
yeah.
it's real gross.
But it would take a lot for you to break that streak. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it makes a difference for you. This is why you're good at working out consecutively, but then also quitting things consecutively.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
You know, for me, it's like I'll still look at I quit smoking at you know, whatever it was 10 years ago. All those ancillary small cigarettes I smoked, I don't count. because I look at like a day that I was like smoking regularly, and that when I quit that, like smoking a couple cigarettes here and there, you know.
I agree.
I imagine there'll probably be one day where I'm like either cut back or quit drinking, and that'll be the day I quit drinking every day. And then go to like one drinks here and there, and then I'll consider quitting to drink. Because, it's just so much. Anyway.
I enjoyed the like, kind of the ritual of it, you know? Like, to me, it was probably less of a addiction to the actual cigarette and the nicotine and more addicted to, very much so, and I get addicted to processes. So, for the cigarette to me, especially when I was, like, writing music or writing a song or when I was in a band, there's a process of, like, having an ashtray, having the cigarette, having a drink, having a notebook, talking while smoking.
Yeah.
You know, the communicating while smoking. Then that's good, and then getting another cigarette and smoking it at, like, I don't know, like there's like I kind of tie it all together as an experience, not necessarily that I needed the cigarette.
So when are we doing Smokecast?
Why am I making what?
Where we all just smoke a pack of cigarettes?
I don't think I could anymore. I don't think I could anymore. There are times, though, like, I was staying at some barbecue restaurant the other day, or outside of it. I think Andrea and I were picking up we're picking up to go at Pig Floyd's. And a guy walked by, and he must have been smoking the same type of cigarette that I used to smoke, because it smelled very much like a Marlboro menthol light.
Yeah,
It had like a very distinct smell. And man, when it got me, I was like, oh, I want one. I want one. I want one so bad. It's weird.
I've gotten to the point where I don't even have the one anymore. I don't even want it. And I think it's like THC has helped that because of that. Like, I
enjoy the ritual of that. You know, I enjoy the ritual of like coming home, and I think a lot of people, whether it be like alcohol, cigarettes, marijuana, sex, it could be anything that you truly enjoy, or like meditation. Like there's people that enjoy the process of it, like, getting out the tray, getting your marijuana and putting it on there, separating it, getting out your rolling paper, rolling a perfect joint, and making it look the way you want it to look, and then putting on the show that you want to watch. Like, all of that adds to, I bet you if you really dug into the study, the actual ritual of doing it is probably as important as the actual CBD, THC, whatever's in the chemicals in it that you're ingesting.
Then if you go back far enough, then you see some real, true, disgusting parts of society we used to live through, which is like you could openly smoke at like breakfast diners, and
I remember going
on
with
planes,
my dad.
in trains,
yeah.
And I remember going to breakfast with my dad in DeLand, Florida, at a place called Mr. Lucky's Cafe, and you'd sit at the front and smoke. Everybody's smoking.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, it's just like when you go to a diner for breakfast, for whatever reason, I associate it with it being like early and
clean and healthy.
Just even if it's not healthy, it's just like I don't want to be sitting in cigarette smoke. Like cigarette smoke was always like a bar.
Yeah,
it's just such a powerful smell.
But if it didn't have that, if it didn't linger,
smoking. Man.
I mean, here's a strange hot take, but if they came out tomorrow and said we've invented a cigarette, you'll still be addicted to the nicotine, but the carcinogens are like negotiable, and you're not going to smell like it, I'd probably go back to smoking cigarettes.
Well, that's vape, basically.
But I mean, like, I enjoyed, but I did more so than the vape. I enjoyed the burning of it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate saying that.
Because it was a process, right? Vaping, you can just take a couple toots every once in a while. Yeah, the cigarette, it's like you're watching the smoke filter through the air.
Also, you couldn't really, you could put it down in the ashtray, but that's an old school thing. Like, that's my mom and
nobody did that. I held it in my hand.
My pop-up, it's like, we weren't an ashtray smoking generation. I feel like...
No, we smoked fast.
Like, my mom, when she, like, smoked, she would have cigarettes in ashtrays.
Oh, my mom had an ashtray that was like 2 feet long and ceramic and beautiful. It was ornate.
But when I smoked, I rarely put my cigarette down in an ashtray.
Until you put it out, right?
Yeah. You always just hold it, right?
Until I got to go back in the 7-Eleven and ring somebody up.
So there is a commitment that you don't have with vaping.
Right.
Like vaping,
you're dedicated to that cigarette till it's done.
You're right. Vaping is a quitter cigarette. Vapor is like, it's got a pause button. Your cigarette's got a pause button. That's not fair. That's like when they added the pause button to Peloton. I was mad as hell. I was like, that's not fair. Now you're allowing people to cheat out of the workout.
Yeah. Once you light up, you should be committed for a minute and a half to hold this burning stick.
Minute and a half? Are you crazy? I got ripped through one in 42 seconds.
That's too fast. All right, bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's do some more voicemail.
The hottest topic of the week is the reoccurring character that we have on the show now, known affectionately as Kratom Carey.
Okay, all right.
I'll just give you
He emailed me this morning.
Did he?
Uh-oh. His manifesto? Was it a circle email? Here's the first piece of audio we have.
Is Kratom Carey the new Bubba Whoop-Ass Wilson?
Okay, we got that. No, he's not.
Yeah. Not really any similarities.
Not really, other than maybe age, possibly. But and then this one.
Tom, Dan, Sam. So I was listening to a podcast out of LA, and they were talking about kratom and kombucha tea is the big thing there now. So again, you're ahead of the curve. Kombucha and kratom tea is starting to get served there, and that's what people are going out for.
Yeah, this guy seems to think that because we're having Kratom Carey on, we're talking about kratom, kombucha, we're talking about kava.
Trendsetters.
Yeah, that we're trendy when it comes. We are the health trend podcast.
Again, kombucha's gross, kratom's gross, so it makes sense that they're pairing together. Although I feel like the kratom people are in it for the buzz, and the kombucha people are in it for the health
reasons.
Yeah. Kombucha
so
people.
Yeah.
Okay, kombucha people have IBS and have diarrhea.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only thing they're searching for is just some relief.
Yeah.
From their constant.
Well, some would say, Kratom Carey, he had a neck surgery, he needs some relief,
but
right?
which is worse, diarrhea or neck surgery? I would argue the diarrhea.
Yeah.
I thought you preferred diarrhea.
I do, but only certain people can handle it. A samurai prefers swords, but not everybody can be left alone with one. You know what I mean? You got to be a pro.
Yeah, I feel like a kombucha person will take some kratom in the kombucha every once in a while.
Whoa!
But a kratom person has to have their kratom in order to staple on top of a roof.
Right.
Yeah.
They got to do their job, yeah.
A kratom person is not going to just be like, well, you can give me the kombucha, no kratom. Like, always kratom. Like, in fact...
Here's what I do know. If you hand kombucha to a person addicted to kratom, they'll say, is there kratom in that? That's what I do know.
And how addictive it is, I don't know.
I felt pretty addicted to it.
No. I mean, I punted it in the trash when I got mad at it.
Yeah, but you were sad.
You were sad. I wasn't sad.
You told Butler to take the trash out immediately so you wouldn't dive in there and snort it all up like Scarface.
No. Once you guys were...
You were Kratom Scarface.
No,
Tell everybody.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
I was just the last one. I didn't even know everybody stopped.
Say hello to my green little friend.
No one made the official proclamation that you were officially done with it. It was just like...
Because we all weren't addicted like you.
No,
we were just like,
okay.
Every morning when it was kratom time.
Snuck it. Raise your hand.
Time.
Well, everybody started doing it at the same time.
Stop. Kratom time. Raise your hand if you tried to be as quiet as humanly possible, opening the Ziploc bag and getting the spoon so people wouldn't hear your addiction. Raise your hand.
God damn it.
Wasn't me.
I wasn't being purposely quiet. I was just like, hey, I'm not going to announce it.
Here's the difference between you and me, Eminem, Dr. Dre.
It was just you and Lee for a while there, wasn't it?
I'm wide open with my addiction. I'll do it in front of anybody. So I would do my kratom in front of you guys.
Well, I told him you better do it too.
Oh my God.
I know. It's like some weird gay gaslighting.
Kratom brothers.
I can't be the only one.
They had a strange relationship.
I didn't know everybody stopped until one day. I was like, you guys hadn't done it for a long time.
Subconsciously, you were trying to do it quiet just to not interrupt us?
And they started complaining about how much kratom was everywhere.
Like, are you in the kratom drawer?
It is a messy addiction. It's everywhere. That powder gets everywhere.
It doesn't have to be. If you just put it in a Tupperware and you put the same spoon in there,
right.
It's a singular thing.
When Daniel was doing it, there was more organization. And then when he
kratom storage.
Then me and Lee was kratom everywhere.
Here's where it got sideways. Is when I had to exit it because I went to the doctor. The doctor's like, "You got to quit this stuff. It's tearing you apart."
Yeah,
and it's killing you, man. So
no, he just told you that. I'd like to see that doctor. Tell him, give him a piece of my mind.
Oh my God!
Like, what do you know?
He went full Karen.
What do you got? Where's your evidence? I'll show you my own evidence that I found on the internet.
Look how great I feel. Look at this evidence. Look at me dancing. Look how good I dance.
I did have a couple episodes after I worked out.
What were these episodes?
Where his heart would stop.
I was like, oh.
Remember the time the ambulance came on the side of the road? His wife called the ambulance. He showed up in an ambulance at a charity event. He's like, thanks for the ride, gosh. And let me get my kratom.
Had a kratom mustache.
He showed up.
No, I never took it from the office. I drew the line there. I was like, I'm not taking this home.
I called you one time. You drove by here, and I saw the alarm went off, and it was only off for 35 seconds, which means he ran in, did a scoop, and then drove to meet like his family somewhere.
Okay, there may have been one time I did that, but it was an emergency.
The truth comes out.
It was an emergency. And then I texted him, like, what's wrong, buddy? And you're like, had to poop. And I was like, I know that. You're getting a scoop.
And then I was like,
had to poop, getting a scoop.
I was like, this MF is watching every moment of what I'm doing.
My whole life. Can't get any peace.
I'm going to get up there and spray paint the camera black. I've seen the movies.
The joke's on you. You go over there, you move the panel. I'm already there.
You're in the roof.
I'm in the roof. Oh my god!
Anyway,
but kratom,
it was gross. And the pills that they made,
those didn't work.
We bought those. Those don't work.
Yeah. You had to take like 20, and then
it was too many. Yeah.
Well, because the scoop, and this is what I was going to tell you that when I was doing it, you would take a heaping scoop, you put it on a piece of paper, then you take the piece of paper,
like a goodie powder.
Yeah, like a goodie
That's
powder, and you would
powder.
This is why it was clean. The way
the kratom paper, that lasted until Daniel
then Tom
quit.
would be like, "Where's the kratom paper?" And I'd be like,
"You guys use the same paper?"
Yeah, just pre-corona. This is when the world was back to normal. I mean, we'd eat each other.
And it's like drinking
after each other.
It's like using the same heroin needle.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's like when you're in these scenarios, you just do whatever you need to do to get your fix.
Yeah.
So I would take my piece of paper, I'd take the heap and scoop and put it on there, and then
it stains the computer paper green. So you got
to switch it out every week. You got to switch it out, and then you'd lead it, and then I hated when Lee did it because he had wet lips, so he'd get the paper wet.
Turn it around,
dude.
And you put it and you tap, and it slides down into your mouth, and then you take a big scoop of water and you wash it down, and then you're like, and then you're like, lit the fuse, baby. And then you wait, and and then a tiny little pain pill firecracker goes off, and you're like, woo! And then you're like, all right, I'll see you in about 3 hours.
Then you have explosive diarrhea.
Oh, man. Almost immediate.
Yeah, it was bad.
One scoop will make you poop.
That was when I cleared out the office after that kratom years. And
kratom years.
Samantha had to leave because it was rotting me out of the inside. Who knows what this is?
Also, when we
who knows
when Lee left,
nobody knows. Huh?
And I got hired. That entire desk was full of kratom.
Well,
it was just stained green on the inside. And all the crevices.
At one point, we just abandoned him with the addiction.
Yeah.
And we're just like, this is you. This is your life now.
I had to bleach that entire thing.
When I punted it in the trash, and again, I didn't realize the memo wasn't out that everybody had taken a hard stance against it.
I've never taken a hard stance against it.
And then everybody was listening to the drawer.
He did mention that his doctor told him he should stop.
You're misunderstanding.
Yeah, but I was
I'm not saying I never took a hard stance. I said if anybody wants to do it, that's fine. I just found it odd that I'd be sitting in here reading my emails and I'd hear like.
I don't think I realized how bad it got because I wasn't hired full time. Then I was only here on Fridays.
I get bad.
Well, it sounds like it was an everyday thing.
Do you remember the shouting match that Tom and Butler got into?
I don't.
About the kratom?
I don't think I was here for that.
Tom and Butler shouting match to get the kratom, and Tom said, "Give me my S," and held him by the throat.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, he'd go up there.
Yeah, but one day he came in a little late, and Daddy was fiending for it.
No, never.
You give it to me.
No.
Oh, to go pick up your kratom that you grifted from that sponsor?
Well, I didn't want to buy it. Then I was forced to.
It was
and that was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing.
That's when I had to look myself in the mirror.
I only bought it one time. I went up there because we'd go in. See, if you were in the club and you were using, you would have to stop by the shop.
Yeah, you had to put in your time.
And you got to put in time. Are you part of the club? If you're part of the club, you can't just use. You got to also go be part of the drop off. So I pull in, and it's all legal. I pull in, and then I walk in to buy it, and then a man with copious amounts of rings in his hands would then like talk my ear off. Oh, you do a show, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm glad you're a client. I'm bringing you on, and then they're like, you think of us just like you do any of the other clients, like Streamline, right? And I'm like, yep, same thing. And I get my kratom and bring it here.
You're paying. You're like, how old is that register?
Yeah, it's very old.
It comes kratom all over
the whole vape shops.
A very nondescript bag, like pool chemicals would come in.
Yeah. It was like, how many jewelry cases are in here?
Yeah, and then we bring it, and then the labels. Here's how you knew it was a good product because the label on the outside of it was printed off of somebody's standard household printer. It had a small logo of a lion on it, and it's fine. and then without even knowing anything, I just do big old scoop right down the half. No big deal.
But the guy said
literally could have been anything in that bag. Anything. You couldn't, like, the sky's the limit. Your imagination. What can you think of?
I'm like, hey, this is good. It's okay, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
and then there were different, kinds. It'd be like, look up.
Yeah, there's different strains.
Look it
right?
up. Look, let's go through them. Like what we're talking about. There's like red, and then Todd's like, yeah, you can't do the red Sumatra. That gives me diarrhea. You got to get the green snake.
I only ever saw you guys with the green.
No, we had green, we had white, we had red. We had red Sumatra, white Sumatra. Travis would try to get crazy.
Yeah, you got the red. I was like, oh, this red tastes like poison, straight poison.
And it was like, and then he got a yellow.
Yeah, there's the Sumatra. There's Borneo.
No.
Malay. Meng Dai. Vein Kratom.
Yeah. And, the person at the vape shop would tell me, like, the differences. Yeah. And they're like, this one's made in this area of Indonesia. I'm like, no, it's not. Whatever is in that bag.
Not from Indonesia.
Tiny fentanyl? I have no idea. I have no idea.
We don't.
And you don't have any idea.
You don't either.
Nobody knows.
Nobody told you that?
Yeah.
Set it on the box. All right.
Impossible for anybody to know.
All right, so there's that one.
That's embarrassing. We shouldn't talk about that.
I just did a whole segment.
I'll cut it out.
Well, hopefully no one listens.
It's fine. I'll cut it out. Not a big deal.
I'd look at someone differently if they just told that story.
Hey, look,
I'd be like,
really? You did that? How dumb are you?
Yeah, maybe they think we're joking, so then they're like, that guy.
I mean, every night when I'm closing my eyes, falling asleep, I'm like, I hope they think I'm joking. Every night.
Oh, me too.
For my whole life.
Yeah.
Because then I ask Andrea sometimes, I'm like, no one really respects me, right? And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay.
Better that way.
Let's try this one.
Hey guys, this is BDM Josh in Avalon Park. Wanted to get your take on kids' birthday parties.
Well, that's, you came to the right place because Tom and I think we know how to navigate kids' birthday parties probably better than most people.
More specifically, do you serve food at kids' birthday parties? Because, like, Tom, I know I've heard that you guys, you have your pool parties for the kids. You get pizza or you get Porky's or Gringos, whatever. I have 2 kids. We usually...
Well, just to be honest, he used to get Gringos. Lately,
the 3 medium pizza.
Yeah, I was going to say, the food committee got shifted to his wife in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And she only orders what she thinks everyone's going to eat. So, it's 2 pieces of Papa John's, but then she makes them Kid Cut. You know what Papa John's Kid Cut is? It's where you cut them into strips. They're like
pizza sticks.
Yeah, you say Kid Cut. If you go Papa John's Kid Cut, it's like where you get a pizza and then you open it up and there's 9,000 slices, but all slices are 1 millimeter in size. Yeah, Kid Cut.
A party for their birthdays. We always have food. We do like a little taco bar. We do like a nice pub sub ring or something, but there's always like a lunch or some kind of food there for not just for the kids, but for the adults and everybody that come. But recently, some of our friends have told us that they've been to, some of their kids' daycare birthday parties that they've been invited to, and there's no food. Like this is a party that's at like 11 o'clock on a Saturday at a park. And there's no food. Or there's just like
the cake.
Cupcakes, but just for the kids. Or, is it weird? Is it weird that I think that's weird? What's the gauge?
What's weird is the number of noises your body makes during one phone call. My God.
Yeah, you need to have some coolers with drinks and
you got to have at least snacks, man.
For adults.
You got to have some Snyder's of Hanover out there. You got to have some Golden Flake.
What did you guys used to have at your birthday parties as a kid?
Oh, my God. My dad would do regular yellow bag Lay's potato chips, regular bag of...
Like barbecue, right? Everybody always had the plain and the barbecue.
Now, my dad didn't like barbecue. He thought my dad thought all potato chips should be salted only.
Salted, straight potato flavor.
Yeah, there's no, like, anything, this is going to sound really bad, but any flavored potato chips is gay. Like, that's
salt, vinegar.
That's
Cool
for
sour cream and onion.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, sour cream and onion chips are for people that enjoy dancing. That's what my dad, you know what I mean? Like, and he's not that guy. He just wants a standard potato flavor. Just throw some salt on there.
Yeah.
That's what he liked. But no.
If he wants to get crazy, go Ruffles.
He loved Ruffles. Yeah, he loved Ruffles, but not with dip. It's just you eat the chip.
Yeah.
And then anything on the grill. So, like,
hot dogs, hamburgers.
Always hot dogs, hamburgers. I think forever hot dog, hamburger.
That was the old school.
My dad's white shorts, super tiny Sundex.
And that was
gold
when
chain.
You used to cook your guests and the kids' food, and that's changed, especially now.
You still do it. And I enjoy that.
No, I don't know.
My daughter and I both enjoy, and Maisie especially enjoys it when you are behind the grill and we're having a grill party.
That's more of a football watching party,
fun.
Pool party. But nowadays the kids are so picky. No one's going to eat hamburger or hot dog. Like my sons don't even eat regular meat hot dogs. They like veggie hot dogs.
Yeah.
So then you're. You got to get so many different kinds, and then I bet there's a lot of kids that don't even eat hot dogs, right? Like because. Their parents told them there's a bunch of garbage meat in there. Maybe I don't know.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, Maisie's as trashy as it gets.
Kids are picky.
I'm raising her full Florida, and she likes a good. Her favorite Hebrew National raw.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, cold.
Cold. The 22 grams of fat per dog. It's about what is that? 5.5 inches long. 22 grams of fat, 210 calories, something like that.
It used to be when you're throwing a kid's birthday party, it really was for the adults, and you were putting it on for the adults, and the kids can just run around, and then they get the presents and stuff like that. But it's it used to be more about all the adults hanging out and entertaining the adults, and then the kids just did whatever, right? Like in the 80s?
Not my parties were kid related, but it just seemed like they expected a lot less. There were no goodie bags. That's a new thing.
Hell no.
There were no, you'd get gifts, and you'd do gifts and cake, and you'd open it at the end. Pretty normal stuff. Chips and drinks, and then a sandwich of some sort, like a hot dog hamburger, and then a pool party, and that's what we would do. But there was no goodie bag. You did not leave with a premium. You didn't leave with slime. You didn't leave with a little paper bag with a pencil in it or a top.
I feel like the kids don't even care about that stuff too.
No.
I think I'm gonna stop doing that.
No, but then the other parents no good.
Yep.
That's fine.
That's why it started. Somebody started it.
But that's
just
fine.
like the whole card industry, right? The greeting card industry. Somebody started it. It's unnecessary.
Now, I like cards. And I'll tell you why.
We're making up holidays just to have cards.
A card, if it isn't a fancy one, a card when you open it is nature's kratom paper, and you just put your kratom in it. You take the card and it's cardstock. You put it up to your mouth. And you can tap the powder in there, and it'll last you a month.
What about? I dislike the birthday parties at the actual kids venue. Because they're too
like a Monkey Joe
trampoline park.
Yeah, the trampoline parks, the venue birthday parties, because those are real cookie cutter, and it's you go to the place, the kids are running around, and then it's they call you into the party room, you go in there, and then they stuff everybody in there, and they bring you some cheap pizza that some teen serves you.
Yeah,
and then
let's talk about that for a second.
And then it's
I do not do well taking direction from teen girls.
Girls specifically?
No, boys and girls.
Teen.
It's an age thing. If you are 16 and you work at Monkey Joe's and you tell me, hey, okay, let's all go in the conference room and eat the pizza, I'm go F yourself. Who are you? It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
To me.
Now, for the person throwing it, it's easier because it's all contained in there.
They got an army of teen girls, which I've always wanted, but I don't want it. I want it to take over the world.
The company does it and everything, but I do enjoy a standard at the person's house kids' birthday party.
House party.
Yeah.
You know what I enjoyed? And I had it for Christmas, so I was kind of hoping I'd have it for my birthday. I kind of just wanted COVID birthday. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? Got it. Sorry, can't see anybody. Shut the door. Watch unlimited movies. Bring the cake to me. All by myself, all alone.
Oh, yeah.
Isolated birthday.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
not allowed.
Tons of people will use COVID as an excuse for the rest of time to never.
But now we have
people.
Now we have timelines on people though. You can check and hey, still have antibodies. They just hate us.
Yeah.
Let's try this one. Drunk Uber.
Hey guys, Hilton Head BDM here. I got a really kind of crazy story. I've let it be known that I Uber a lot now. And a couple of hours ago, I picked up a girl from a bar that was so drunk that the bar used her phone to call the Uber for her. Oof. So that's the level of drunk we're dealing with. I get to the location and the phone.
I had that happen one time at a bar in DeLand where they had to call me a taxi.
Damn.
Oh, really?
That's embarrassing.
I haven't had that happen.
That's embarrassing.
Last time that happened to me was at the BDM beach party.
That's right.
Tommy Gilligan.
We've all had it. We've all had it happen. They had to walk me to the car.
I couldn't even use Uber on my phone because I was so wasted.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was trying to help you navigate that. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
I remember that.
That was
That was rough.
When she looks confused, starts saying she's not sure if this is the right place. And it's like I know it's not the right place because it's like a shopping plaza at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
But she gets out and says, please don't leave yet. And so I wait because I'm not a jerk. And when she comes back, she gets in the front seat. I say, is this not where you live? She's like, no, this is not my home. It's this big ordeal. I even started recording because she was so drunk. I was a little concerned. And so anyway, I get her address and I start to drive her home. On the way, she starts making these weird sounds, like these moaning sounds. And so I'm oblivious, so I start immediately thinking, this story is crazy. I shouldn't even be telling it. She starts making these moaning sounds, and I think she might be about to throw up. So I'm like, oh, do you need me to pull over? And she's like, no. Like her responses are odd. I think people can kind of tell where I'm going with this. Long story short, when I stopped the first time, she got out, ran into like the alley and put a vibrator somewhere. And then when she got in my car, guys, she started
No.
Nah, hold on.
Now, I did see, if this is the same person, they did post part of the video of this girl in his car, and it was pretty damn sad to watch because clearly she was messed up. And like, if he was a POS, he could have taken advantage of that situation, you know. Thank God he's the one that picked her up.
Yeah.
But, like, she was
Not
way
good.
out of it. But I don't know about that last part. Sounds
He can finish. I think I can finish.
Who brings a vibrator with him to the bar?
I never leave home without my vibrator. Concealed carry, man.
That's
a
bold move.
What made her do that in the Uber was...
I mean, obviously this man is so attractive that she just had to bolt from the Uber and take care of herself.
And then when she got in my car, guys, she started writhing around like a worm and had an orgasm in my front seat. And I don't know how to feel about that. And I'm not a prude, right? And it's just... I don't know what to think about that. I have this uncontrollable urge to tell my wife.
No.
But then I feel like I did something wrong, and I didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, it sounds like you did something wrong.
Please, I just can't believe that happened to me.
Never tell your wife, because now too much time has passed. And so why have
we made
you
it
not...
worse by playing the audio, too.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't listen.
Yeah. I didn't know what that was about. I didn't listen to the whole thing. I had no idea, but...
It just seems like some sort of
prank.
Fantasy.
Because girls are like trolling the world now, too. Like younger girls... Okay, if young boys will troll on the metaverse, which I see every afternoon when I jump on my VR and jump in Horizon, and I'm walking around in there, and then little boys, like young kids, will come up to me and usually say something like, hey, I'm going to blow up my school, or they'll say something like that, you know?
No.
And I know what they're doing. And I'll just like tag them and like report them because they shouldn't be on there anyway. So girls are doing this too, right? Is it possible that this girl just got kicks out of trolling this guy and making him think that she had an orgasm in his car? Right?
I mean, that's possible, but if it's the same video I saw, I don't think that girl was in any position to be pranking anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think she could even think about pranking somebody.
And if you did do that, I mean, talk about now you're asking for some trouble if you weren't with a savory Uber driver, like unsavory. You know what I'm saying? It's like why would you do that? It seems like you are now opening up for some sort of unwanted advances, or maybe she wanted the advances. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's doing that and she got in the front seat of your car, it seems like, are you coming on to this guy? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's on the spectrum of something like that.
It's closer to that than you passing out. Right,
minding your own business. Now it's like you're going there.
You have a couple choices. You could be on your phone on Facebook driving home, or you could grab the vibrator and then use it in the alleyway and then run back to the car and then moan and have an orgasm.
If you don't want anybody to attack you, you're not doing the right things.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, this guy might attack me. Quick, have an orgasm in the front seat.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so, I mean, there's, definitely a chance that's real, but then you're just like now venturing into you're a crazy person at that point. Who does that, right? Crazy people.
There's a lot of crazy people out there.
If you're blacked out drunk, I mean, even then, I was like
blacked out, bro.
Oh man!
But then usually you can't even function. So if she was able to do this,
some people though, when they're on certain drugs and stuff, it's never happened to me. But there's some people on certain drugs. Like I know Ambien is one of them, where you just start doing.
You
things.
can still be functioning, but you just don't have any recollection of what you're doing.
That's got to be terrifying.
Oh my god!
I mean, like I know what it's like to wake up and not know what I did.
I've got drunk blacked out for sure.
But I've never, been blacked out to the point where I had some other substance in me that, people were like, yeah, you were fine and you did this, and this. And, that's got to be terrifying.
Yeah.
And I also haven't ever done something that was so out of my character that it was mind-boggling to the point where, you know what I'm saying? It's like usually just an exaggeration of doing something stupid or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty par for the course. I see what you're saying.
But it was like I didn't turn into a completely different person where I'm like, I'm going to sit in this Uber driver's front seat and have an orgasm.
I mean, maybe this is not out of the norm for this girl. Maybe she's an exhibitionist. I don't know.
That's what I mean.
That's what I have a tendency to lean to, right? Like sometimes because like I do know that people are like more, out. Or,
but that's disrespectful to do in someone's car.
Without asking permission.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it goes both ways, right? In the same regard that you wouldn't want him to assume that he can put his hands on you, you shouldn't just jump in his Uber and start flashing yourself and pulling out your vibrator. It's just, be respectful. Although I would like to have you as a patron in my Uber. It's just more exciting than, I'm not going to do anything. It's more exciting, though, than driving some, some fat guy to work. It's like, I'm driving this fat guy to work. Or I can drive the orgasm lady to work.
Yeah. This is a better story.
It's a better story. Like, I don't want her touching me or anything, but I mean, I'll sit there. I'll turn the radio down.
I would venture a guess that it'd probably be the most exciting Uber ride of a lot of people's careers, Ubering, right? Like,
you've waited your whole life for this.
Is it that or some frat boy pukes in your back seat?
Oh, that's the one that I don't want.
Or you get a chirper, or I guess 95% of the other people just look in their phones like everybody else, right? So it's like you get the person who looks at their phones, then maybe casual conversation, then full-blown chirper, then you get the crazy, which is usually puke or what else? Like this orgasm?
Pee-pee.
Yeah. Other than that, that's about it.
That's the spectrum.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So we're discussing on Twitch about like trying to slow down time because it seems like everybody says the same cliche of like it happens so fast.
Well,
like,
it's your most important commodity, right? Your time.
Which I'm trying not to say, by the way, because everybody told me it. That is like, oh, enjoy it now. It happens so fast, and it's like, all right.
I say it to people now,
but I start to say it because like we a friend we haven't seen in a while came by the house yesterday and was like, oh my god, like the kids are so big. Last time I saw Tommy, he was pointing with his middle finger. He was like, 3 years old, whatever. Now he's got missing front teeth. He's like a little boy.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
I was about to say it happened so fast, but I'm like, I stopped myself.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
old man cliche.
I'm like, yep, he's older now than he was before. That's
how time works. Yeah.
What if you faked it till you make it? What if you actively said to people, I wonder how this would affect your brain if you were like, it happens so slow, it's excruciating. Like if you just,
I want to go the opposite because that's what I like to do.
That's more on brand for you and your personality. Like for me, like and we were talking about this.
I remember every moment. It's so slow.
Yeah, it's excruciating. So I can't wait till he gets out of here. I mean, this kid, he's driving me up the wall. But like I try to be in the moment. I'm not good at being present. I'm not.
I don't think anybody is. I don't know.
It's so hard. But I have noticed that when you can be present and be comfortable not doing anything.
Yes, that's what I was trying
for
to tell.
even 15 seconds. See, just 15 seconds feels like too long. Like, when's the last time you've actually been with yourself for 1 minute in silence, not doing it, not thinking, not working, not thinking, not on your phone? No, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And nobody can do it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that. Okay, here's one. I've been trying to dig in and figure out why I don't watch movies. Why don't I watch movies? Why don't I watch a lot of TV and stuff? It makes me feel like I'm wasting time. I hate it. I hate feeling like I'm just sitting there watching something. I could be writing my own story, like in my own brain. Like, why am I watching their story? I got stories.
I can relate to that. Yeah,
you know, that's how I feel. Mm-hmm. I'm trying not to do that. I'm watching more TV. I'm watching movies now. I'm forcing myself with my new bed to lay there and be like, no, damn it.
Just chill.
Turn your brain off. You're not working right now. You're not on social media. You're not editing a video. You don't need to send Tom a text. He's not on his phone. Why are you on your phone? Dumb. I use you as inspiration. Why the hell are you on your phone, Dan? Why are you on it? What are you doing? I'll ask myself that question.
That's why I like hiking, because we'll like hike out into the middle of the woods and then we'll just sit there in silence.
Yeah, I like photos. I like taking photos of stuff. I like commemorating
Well, you're not just sitting there.
I mean, part of the time I am. You go out there and you're just like, man, it's just so damn quiet and peaceful out here.
Yeah. No phones. I need to like actively disconnect. And because now I understand more what that means than ever. Like when you don't have any way to even connect to the internet or to your phone or whatever, it's a switch in your brain that kind of like switches off the responsibility of like looking at your phone or checking it, or like what could be on there, what could new email could be in, what new message, what are people in the BDM page saying, and like disconnecting from all that. It has got to be good for your brain, and everybody should try to do it. But it's more than just leaving my phone, in the charging station when I'm home for a couple hours, because I'll never
good at it, though. I'm not good at it. Like I always feel like, I don't know why I feel that need to be connected to it. I don't know why. And I have a watch on. It's not like I'm
fully
really away from it. Just there is a dysfunction in my head that I admire the fact that you're able to do that. Like I'm not, and I catch myself doing it, and then I whip myself for not being good at it. But I'm actively trying. I'll continue trying, see if I can get a little bit better.
It seems like literally leaving your phone at home and going somewhere is the only way to do it. Like not even having it near you. But then I always try to rationalize, like, well, I'll disconnect, but I'll still have it because I still need it for. You become so dependent. You're like, well, I need it for GPS. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I need it in case of emergency, but do you? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just embarrassing. I'm seeing some of the chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live if you ever want to watch us or jump in the chat room and talk.
What emergency is going to happen? It's stupid,
Well, for me, it's just like, it should not be difficult for me to sit and watch a movie. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I have...
But if you don't like it, then who cares?
I think I do like it. I wonder sometimes if maybe the addiction to social media, obviously people are going to be addicted to things in different ways. I have an addictive personality. I wonder if sometimes just the phone, not necessarily even social media, or just the activity of having
holding it. I mean, like a cigarette, right?
It's exactly. It's like, it's also kind of alive, right? When you think about it, there's a lot of little different apps on here, and all of them doing different things and collecting different notifications and data, and it's all kind of working. I mean, there is something behind like wanting to pick that up. I mean, it might as well be a portable fish tank or something. Let me pick this up and check the creations in my phone. There's a weirdness there that I'm really trying to grapple with.
Have you heard the people talk about how we are already like, not what's the term for it? Not cyborgs, but we are already like connected to a
Yeah, it's like an extension of ourselves.
Sure.
Our phones.
yeah, like a computer brain that has the information that we need, that we utilize with everything in our lives, and so it's just a part of us, and that's what they talk about will eventually be like implanted in our brains or whatever, because now we're just holding it. But we utilize it for everything. It's just an extension of our own brain because it has all the information we need. It has unlimited anything we need. We have this device with us. Everybody does. But with that probably comes a dependency and addiction to it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's junk food, just like regular, anything you consume, right? There's junk and there's healthy stuff, but we're not consuming any healthy stuff because we haven't learned it as a society, right?
And now there is healthy stuff. There is stuff in there, but you'd have to seek it out, just like food.
Well, the healthy
stuff is hard to find.
Finding the best directions so you can find your way to a place efficiently and without traffic, and so you don't waste time. That's healthy, right?
Ghost of Manu Bull in our Twitch chat room says, a lot of people think playing video games is a waste of time, more so than watching movies. But do you think personally that's not your take, since you engage in something with a game instead of just sitting during a movie? Yeah, absolutely. I think that the fact that I am okay with video games over movies is because I feel like I'm actually doing something. It's better for me that way. Like I gravitate to video games more so for a relaxation, even more so than movies. It is easier for me to be controlling a character or a cartoon character in a video game and calming myself that way than it is for me to get into a movie. I don't know why. That might have to do with the fixation. Like maybe I need to have something in my hand.
Yeah.
While I'm watching a movie.
It makes sense, but if both of them are for relaxation or to clear your mind or some sort of therapy, then it's beneficial, right? But then there's too much of it, just like everything, and then it becomes like it is a waste of time.
Correct.
If I don't know what the healthy amount of time to play video games each day, but I can't imagine anything more than an hour if you're an adult is too much, right? Like
it's subjective, right?
Sure,
if you still get all your work done, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it would be. Yeah, I don't.
As long as you're still functioning in your life,
exactly.
I guess if you have no kids, then you got a lot more time. So it all depends. It is all subjective.
Or you could be playing games with your kids.
Like video games to me, and this to take us back to our original thing we were kind of kicking around. Like video games to me, and Andrea has even said this to me, seem very meditative. Like I get in, I'm just kind of in there and I'm just kind of doing the thing, and it does seem to calm me down. But lately, I've been slacking the last couple of weeks, but for the very much the end of 2021, me and Andrea would meditate almost nightly. And I've got buddies that enjoy meditation. We've tried it in here before. Sam, I know you've done some. And I'm not saying this to goof or anything. Like, that's just not probably a language you would want to do, right?
No,
it's not a thing for you.
But there's
probably
there's
be good
forms
for him,
of
though.
it. But he could find a form.
I was talking to our barber about this.
I bet tending to his plants is
Yes.
meditative.
Yeah,
to him.
there you go.
So I was talking to my barber about this, and he's got similar personality in the fact that he can't meditate either. And I've talked to him about this. I'm like, I can't. In the normal meditation, or like what everybody perceives as this is a standard.
Yeah.
I don't get anything out of that. And he's like, well, there's lots of different ways to look at meditation.
Too many different kinds of meditation.
So, and it all does the similar thing. So you got to find the one that works for you. So it's like, yes, I think I'm using the plants as a form of meditation because I'm not thinking about anything else, and then I'm just doing this thing. But in my mind, I like and prefer doing that more than just sitting, and it still serves some similar purposes, right? And I think you just got to tweak the thing.
Yeah, Chigardi hit it in the Twitch chat room. He nailed it. I don't think a wiser thing's ever been said in there. Just trying to meditate is meditative. Exactly. Just the process of doing whatever
Stopping
you need
yourself,
to do.
yeah.
Just the process of saying, "Oh, I need to meditate." You're doing it. Like you're being present.
It seems like, though, having a specified time period, that's the hardest thing, especially for me, because I'm bad at life.
Yeah,
so scheduling down to, and it seems like the most successful people, and regardless of what you say, some of them could be BS and some of them are real, but all the most successful people have their lives planned out by the minute, basically, and then, and do a certain thing every single day and have like hours in their day for certain activities and then work and then other stuff, and that's the way to do it, right? Hard as hell to do. Who the hell even has time to organize that.
I wouldn't even want to do that.
You know,
There's no excitement in that. You got to have some spontaneity.
But there's planning and
You're describing my wife, man.
That's how to become efficient. That's how Andrew is able to be so efficient.
But we do now. I got to give some credit to you and some credit to Sam here too, because there is frustration that comes with that. Because if you were too organized and everything is organized. Then
your whole life's planned out.
I would be willing to bet that Andrea would say that if we called her right now. She would say that the root of some, not all, but some of our fights are rooted in the fact that she is so organized that there is a lack of spontaneity in what we're executing. Now, everything's great, and it's all organized, and we're not going to want for anything.
Well, probably no spontaneity, right? Like, has there ever been
better? She's gotten better with it, but yeah.
Have you ever, like, one Sunday just decided to do something literally that second?
Maybe once.
Yeah.
No, and I'm envious of it. Like, I will even use you and your family as it's always greener, right? On the other side, but like the fact that you guys will just like, let's go do that, and off you go. Andrea's not like that.
So do you? Well, to fix that, do you organize spontaneity? Because
that's
No,
well, yeah,
right,
you
though.
could like be
He's
like,
right,
okay,
though.
well, this day we're not going to have any plan to do anything, no obligations.
Probably hard for her to even do that,
right?
Because she's going to say there's no plan, but she planned.
Yeah, you're right.
But you got to let her. She's got to let someone else choose that morning of what to do that day.
She also likes.
She has to let go of control.
Yeah. Oh,
that's her
man.
problem. She's a control freak.
Yeah. She's not a control freak.
That's why everything's so organized.
But she does know that if she's not in control, that a freak might be, and that's me.
Freakily.
And if I'm in control, I ain't no telling what you're getting.
And control freak. It's a term that bad at life people use to talk ass about people that do things that they don't do, and I'll explain. It's like
I'm not trying to talk ass about it.
No. I know. I'm not saying
you guys can. I don't care.
I'm joking.
I'm just saying there's a healthy amount of being organized, and then there's some where it's like that's you have a control problem and you're OCD.
If we're talking crap about my wife, let me start. She's a mean old bitch.
No, I'm saying it's like if I'm looking at these people that are
these people.
I'm not talking I'm talking about the Mark Cubans, the Rob Dyrdeks. A lot of times I see it on TikTok, but like all these like super motivated CEOs and entrepreneurs of the world, right? It's just like I see the pattern of what they all do, and it seems like they all have everything planned out, and they are super disciplined with that.
Sure.
And so it's like, and you have to be. Of course, you have to be. You can't just be willy nilly. I'm gonna do whatever. If you're running businesses and you're building businesses and you're doing like all this extraordinary
stuff. That appear that way. My favorite are the ones that appear like they're willy nilly.
Tom
but
Brady.
Behind the scenes, they're so sophisticatedly organized. It's disgusting.
Tom Brady, like, there's all these stories that come out about like the after some. I heard the story on a podcast that
I like podcasts.
Tom Brady was at a wedding for some coach or somewhere in like Cabo, right, in Mexico. It was during the off season, and everybody's partying, and there's NFL coaches there and players and stuff, and everybody's having a good time. It's the off season, right? It's like summer,
yeah.
And so everybody gets drunk at the wedding, and then next morning, like a coach goes out to get coffee or whatever, and sees Tom Brady working out with his bands with that guy Rodrigo, or whatever his name is. His personal trainer.
Yeah, the
but
guy.
It's like the morning after the wedding in Cabo, when he's out.
Stay the best.
He's out in the grass doing stretching exercises with his trainer. That guy organized that, and that guy lives that life. That guy's the Andrea of football, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do.
Wait, is Andrea retiring?
I wish. Rich as hell, but no.
She's not. It's what you have to do to be the best there's ever been, right? There's no other substitute. You cannot.
Daniels.
So it's like, do you want to be Tom Brady? Like, it's like
no.
You can say he's a control freak, but he's the best
with
ever.
The devil on a golden football.
So that's what it takes. You can't just take a day off or be spontaneous.
Do you think that's why we lost our chance at the Super Bowl this season, because he got wasted on that parade boat last week?
Let his guard down.
Is that what happened?
Avocado margarita, and he blew his tees off.
He partying too much in Tampa.
But I guarantee the next morning he was working out.
Yeah,
probably.
So like you could party, but he scheduled the party. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
he probably had an IV that night, IV in the morning.
Yeah, he scheduled to get wasted. And
he had oxygen bar.
He had everything set up and ready to go.
So you could say, well, I don't want to live my life. None of us do. That's hard as hell. but it's what it takes to be super successful.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you want? Then you have to ask yourself, like, if you just kind of want to be a little successful, do a little of that.
Yeah, just a combo.
I don't know, but if you want to be the
combo.
best, you have to do like that. No breaks.
What else you got, Sam?
Oh, I hadn't even started emails.
Oh.
We were just talking about relaxing and meditation.
Oh, I was so relaxed, I didn't even know what we were doing.
Here's a show idea. So hear me out.
I love these when listeners give us show ideas. They're usually really good.
All right, let's rate this show idea. April Fool's Day just so happens to land on a Friday this year. What better time to go full 90s with a surprise hot tub and mini fridge show with new font, graphics, songs, logos, the whole nine. Don't tease it, don't promote it, and when it's over, never speak of it again. Like it never happened. Maybe bring in the R team for shenanigans. This could go over well and plenty of time to prep. Oh, don't read this on the show.
Plenty of time to prep.
Yeah.
I'm going to read on the show because they're not going to do this, but...
Also, you know what? I'm going to yell at myself. I'm tired of ideas. Too many ideas because, yes, good ideas are good ideas. That would be funny,
Write that
sir.
down. Write good ideas are good ideas.
There's a lot of funny stuff that takes a bunch of execution.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
a lot
planning.
of people planning,
Yeah, we
money.
We just talked about we hate
I like how
planning.
he's like new fonts, merch, logos, brand new content,
Brand new studio.
a box set,
yeah, don't tell anybody. Come up with the show. Make it funny.
Fine.
What are you talking about?
And then abandon it and never talk about it again.
Yeah.
a line of action figures, bobbleheads.
Let me tell you what to do. Do something awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what you need to do? You need to mop your kitchen better.
You know, it'd be awesome if you put on a circus. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And then it was like pretty cheap, and you had great performances, and then
You know, it'd be
really
great.
cool lights. And
It'd be great if your wife wasn't cheating on you with the gentleman that she just met last week in the break room.
Yeah. Like every idea that
But
you
she
come
is.
up with.
Because it's a loveless marriage.
Yeah.
It's always been a loveless marriage. And she didn't want to cheat on you. But ladies, they have, things that they got
wants.
needs too. They're just like guys now.
No.
The
world has changed. Girls are like guys. Wake up.
When that happened?
Wake up.
So, this gentleman's right. It would be funny. It just, Also, me and Daniel have talked about this.
What are we talking about?
Wouldn't be able to do an entire hot tub and mini fridge show.
No, I get bored real fast.
Well, think about a whole show. What are you talking about? 45 minutes? Yeah. It's
I can't do that voice for 45 minutes.
It's like, making the joke about it, but doing the whole show, I think after, it's kind of like watching Island Boys. After they 2 bars into...
Yeah.
I'd give them the first song.
Island Boys, and you're like, I'm doing it. They're like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
How long can you listen to that?
Island boy.
Yeah. Then you're just like, okay. Like, that's why they're on TikTok, because you can only stomach it for 15 seconds.
So 15 seconds of Corey Feldman.
You can stomach hot tub and mini fridge for 15. I think they're going to move to TikTok, right?
We can make our own TikTok channel for Hot Tub and Mini Fridge.
They're good.
But that takes work too.
They're good. But it's 15 minutes or
Let's
15
keep adding
seconds.
work.
Here's where you should be worried. Tom is done with ideas, and I'm done with work.
Oh, man.
like,
It's going to be a rough year.
That's all we got.
Yeah, that's all we got.
We're going to do more hot tub and mini fridge stuff
I
this
like
year.
how you're like, we're going to do it.
No, we are.
All right.
It's not because this guy said it.
Fine.
Yeah.
I already
If
knew.
we're doing it, it won't be because of this ding dong.
Every idea anybody's ever thought of, I've thought of about the show.
He thought of first, he just didn't bring it up.
Anything that's been done, we can do it.
No, with
And
this
do it
show,
better.
though.
No, I don't say that part. I never say
No,
that
no,
part.
no.
Why would
Never
you
say
say
better.
that? What are you, an idiot? Can't do it better. Can't do anything better for anybody.
I don't know. I'll have to check
can't
your
even-
text messages and find out.
I can't even walk better than a person. I can do nothing better than anyone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Me too. All right.
Oh, wait, you can't do me too.
Yeah, you can't take that
If
one.
you do that, that'll
I thought that was 5 years ago.
So start using the hashtag #MeToo if you're dumb like us. So this is new
We're
for
gonna promote
2020, and it makes
We're
sense.
taking it over?
It's new. It's 2222 on
Me too.
2222. It's Tom and Dan Me Too Day, where it's like if you're dumb like us, just use the hashtag #MeToo.
I like it. All right. Should we go? Bye-bye.
I'm gonna start wearing turquoise.
Like rings?
I need to shake up my look.
You going to switch it up?
Yeah,
No.
I feel like I need to shake the look up a little bit. I added the
I think
overalls.
that was Tom's goal, right?
He
Getting to the
doesn't do
turquoise?
anything. He has no goals. He's like a field, no soccer goals. No goals.
You don't know.
I'm going to wear turquoise. I already added the...
It's too late.
I'm wearing my overalls tomorrow.
I thought you do it later in life.
I'm wearing my overalls tomorrow so you and Seth can bully me.
No.
For the Friday Free Show.
Don't wear
I might wear them shirtless.
No, come on.
Shirtless
That's
overalls.
Big Tim's
I'll
game.
wear mine, but I only have mine are shorts.
Are you going to wear your overalls?
I can.
Don't wear shorts, though. I don't want you being cold.
I think Friday's cold or Friday's warm.
Yeah, back to 80s.
I'm wearing shorts tomorrow. The
again.
only reason I have those overalls is to warm my body. I don't have them because I enjoy cold weather clothes.
Like, I wore shoes today because we had a meeting, but I'm hot.
I know.
What is all over your shoes?
You need some new sneakers.
It looks like blood.
You need new sneakers.
I'm glad somebody's... he
I
said
know.
the answer. You know what? That's what
I never
killers
wear
do.
them, so
no,
what
that's
I
what
need-
murderers do. Murderers, when you ask them, like, what's all over your shoes? To throw you off of the scent, they go blood, when it is blood.
No, it's some sort of orange, like,
It looks
spaghetti
like-
sauce or something. I have no idea.
You look like a slob.
Yeah, you look like you dropped...
We had a meeting this morning.
Yeah.
He's in his nice polo and he's got slob shoes on.
It looks like
No one's
you're
looking down inspecting your shoes.
Norm's
We were.
meatball sub shoes, aren't you?
No, I just can't wear the sandals because then you're like, what is this hillbilly?
Get some decent shoes.
I keep
How old are those shoes? They
my
have seen
God.
some better days.
I'll tell you when I got these
Quentin
shoes.
Tarantino, brand new movie starring Tom Van Hill Bill.
I got these shoes.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
I got these shoes when we
Went to the Adidas factory.
Yeah, so we went to the Adidas home base in Seattle. Was it Seattle or Portland?
Was Seattle, and we went to their headquarters, and we went inside. We were walking these secret halls. We saw prototypes. We saw the very first soccer ball ever produced by Adidas. Remember that?
Yeah,
It was in that weird glass.
There's mannequins with
What year was that?
2014.
You got to get new shoes.
2013?
Man.
This is before. It was after. Okay, yeah, 2013. 2013.
Yeah, I think I got it. My memory's working.
Wow! You never get it.
I know. Well, I get it, but just my memory doesn't work.
So 2013, and then after we toured the Adidas home base or whatever, they have like a store.
Do you remember going out and using the phone on that? Hey, they had a hipster. It was on the roof. They had a hipster swing set for like. Do you remember that? It was like a playground. Yeah. They had an Adidas playground that was like a hipster playground for like cool moms that had like all those rubber beads that have been smooshed together to make those mats that kids bounce off of.
Yeah. It's like any like cool corporation. Yeah. You have some like playground.
We have childcare.
Go down the slide in the lobby.
Tom and I went out there to use our phones to call our wives because we're on this business trip, and our wives are like, they're just cheating on us. So we're out there. We're at the Adidas factory. They told us we could go through the bottom level is all shoes, and they said just pick out anything you want.
Yeah, like pick out a pair of shoes. So we went down there, and me and Daniel were like, I can get
anything I want. You got LeBron James. Is he an Adidas athlete?
And it was like like a Champ Sports behind there. I know about. I used to stock shoes. I'm like, wow, these are good shelves.
There's a lot of ejaculate in this air.
And then I think I got...
The chat wants to see the spaghetti sauce shoes.
No, okay.
They're not really,
these are almost a decade old. I'm sure they've never been cleaned.
Meatball sub shoes.
Here they are.
Oh. Look at the heel. How clean the heel is. Look at the heel. It's so
he walks
clean.
on his toes.
Look at the heel.
Yeah, but it's all... there's no soul in there. The soul fell out.
You've never had soul. You can't dance. No
and
soul.
they're too small, and I was too awkward.
Too small? What are you, still growing?
No, but
that's why there's blood. His toes are bleeding.
Oh, no, you got Andre the Giant disease.
Dude, it was before I knew I had two different size feet, so I tried
on two different size feet?
Yeah. I tried on the right one, and I was like, oh, it fits. I forgot.
No.
Well, I didn't know at the time my left foot is an inch bigger, so
that's
my left...
weird. An inch?
Yeah, because I smushed it.
Is one of your hands an inch bigger than the other one?
It was because I smushed my right toes and broke them all on a three-wheeler when I was
that makes sense.
15
and
years
then they
old.
Stunted your growth.
It crunched them.
Yeah.
And then
they never crunch foot.
They didn't grow back right. Anyway, so my left foot is squished in these shoes and it hurts.
Oh,
but
take it off. Just to wear one.
No, since they're 7 years old, they're
they're
wore
9
out.
years old.
Oh,
you got to get new shoes.
Yeah, walled them out.
Let me take you to the mall and get you. I'm gonna get you the.
But I need business shoes. Like these are tennis shoes.
You wear what Lee used to wear. He used to wear like he used to wear like Steve Madden pointies. You need some black patent leather Steve Madden pointies. That's what you need. Let me get you.
I got Stacey Adams.
You got Stacey Adams.
Brown shoes.
Do you remember that song by Snoop Dogg? I'm on point like Stacey Adams.
They're brown.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was a song by Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg did a song called I'm on point like Stacey Adams, meaning the extravagant and sometimes flamboyant menswear company. Let me see if I can find that. I don't even know if I can play it.
But I don't want to wear the Stacey Adams pointers because I want to wear something like business casual. What is that?
Oh, it was
Get
on.
some nice
Dude, it was
Oxfords.
on the
Oxfords?
it was on the last meal.
Boat shoes?
No, not boat shoes.
Well, that's the one with the. They look like boat shoes, right?
No.
Little something for all the OGs out there that put the foundation together.
Oh, Sam, you're gonna have to edit
Doing
this.
this thing before I even knew what to do with this thing right here, you know? I heard it, but just to let them know what time it is.
Stay on point like Stacey Adams, Tom.
Me, cocaine, and
This is the Little Danny Denny taking it way back
Do this thing.
with little Stacey Adams, Snoop Dogg. On point like Stacey Adams.
24 hours.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl halftime show. I've got a prediction.
Okay.
People are going to hate all over it.
I
They're
gotta-
already hating all over it. I think it's going to be awesome.
I have a prediction that it's not going to be that good. And my theory being that the lineup, that all the
Not
artists,
dynamic enough.
well, they're. It seems like they take like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, like Snoop Dogg less than Eminem.
Well, they're
Eminem
not-
takes himself too seriously.
They're not
now.
known for amazing performances either.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing that I
Mary
think
J. Blige is.
their music is
Yeah,
Mary J. Really?
Yeah, she brings a ton of energy.
but does she have
Disagree.
like
No.
we need-
Hard disagree. She brings a lot of energy being a woman who
Like-
stands in heels and bounces. I'm talking about a Britney Spears. I'm talking about where you start at the
Lady
ramp
Gaga's
and you
flipping
go
off the
yeah,
top.
It's just not the same. Now, does she bring a lot of like black church energy? Sure. Is she can perform as a singer?
But-
Is she an undeniable?
We need the best show in the world.
Yeah. She's phenomenal, but I can't see her riding a lion like Katy Perry did.
Yeah.
I can't see her jumping and flying through the roof. I can't
because that's
what you want.
the standard.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you.
So that's the only reason. Yes,
I'm not saying she's not the best out of everybody there. She
Yeah.
is. It's all her show. Dre, not a good performer. Snoop, Eminem, meh.
That's what I'm
Kendrick
saying.
Lamar, probably the
Snoop-
best rapper.
Snoop is very entertaining. I've seen him live.
But is he going to do something then other than just stand and rap on stage?
It'll be on the stage show.
They're all
itself.
standards,
like the
right?
set. It'll be the stage set. It won't be. They're not doing dance. Like,
Yeah.
They're not doing like choreography.
I know, but are they going to have
Like-
some sort of performers
Yeah,
doing
they-
something over the top? Because I don't want to just watch Eminem stand on stage and rap.
Well, now if he
You know,
doesn't,
like,
now
I
see,
can see that anywhere. The Super Bowl
Even I
halftime.
would disagree with that. If they perform the songs well and they do a great job, which I think they will, I'm going to enjoy it. But my argument is that I just don't think that any of them are known as performers. I think they're known as great musical artists. I think they're like the rappers. Kendrick Lamar's probably, as far as like if you read what he writes and how intelligent it is and how good he is at doing it, you don't get any better.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige's voice, the songs, the iconic songs that she sings, the amount of feeling she puts in there, I don't think you can get any better. But Britney Spears, if it ain't Britney at the Super Bowl, I think every year should just be Britney Spears. There. I said it.
It'd have been great if they could have got it. This
Remember
year.
when
But I'm just
Madonna-
saying, I think maybe I've been spoiled.
like Britney got freed, and then she does the Super Bowl halftime show. That'd been amazing.
Maybe that's what you're hearing here, Sam, because I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping that Mary J. Blige and Snoop can pull it together enough to carry everybody. But I think I have been spoiled by Britney Spears and NSYNC, and when you have these larger-than-life
Over-the-top.
groups that can get out there and not only perform the music, but have
Or even
dancing.
like the
and-
weekend last year.
That was
like,
great. I
he-
enjoyed it, but people crapped all over it.
But it was a grandiose like performance, right? Like with a lot of people involved, over the top, like, and they'll make it like that, right? Like
Yeah.
they know, you know.
I was
but
trying to
don't
think of
know.
like the last like boring halftime show. Wasn't it The Who? Was that the band that did it? That was just like
Yeah,
and
that
it
was
was
boring.
so bad.
That was boring. Yeah, when I think maybe gone are the days where you just have a standard band, right? You need more than that. You know, I mean, it's always been some sort of mashup or collaboration and stuff. Like, what was the
Are we
year?
going to get any of that, you think?
What was the year Madonna started bringing a bunch of people?
I bet we'll get random like appearances by other people.
Like who?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who all does songs with them.
Although it's a lot of performers and they're all superstars, so they don't have that much time. So they're gonna have. I mean, even
And Dre and Snoop have so many songs together. Anyway,
Dre's biggest hit will be what's the one song that he can't
Forgot
leave?
about Dre.
What's the one song that
Which
Mary
is also
J?
Eminem. So
What's the one song that Mary J. Blige cannot?
No
leave
More
out?
Drama.
Yeah, I think you're right.
will they do old like early 2000s stuff?
I think they're going to have to make it good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have to make it good.
If they look at the marketing, it's like, oh, everybody in their 40s is going to show their kids what they used to listen. Like that's that's what they're going for, right? Because I've seen the memes. And it's all about they're catering to our demographic because this is the music we listen to in the late 90s and early 2000s.
Is it going to be super creative, or is it going to be what we've already seen? And could I write it? And what I mean by that is it going to be the stadium goes dark, then a spotlight hits the AstroTurf, then you see a styrofoam Impala swing around and start bouncing. Does Snoop get out? Then everybody's like they're walking around. Are there people holding white styrofoam cups? Are we having a block party?
Yeah.
Are we at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson at the swap meet in downtown inner city LA? Is that what they're going to do? Because I could do that as a director of creativity there. I don't think that's very creative if I can just pull that out of my podcasting hat on this show.
Does Eminem do any of the goofy stuff he started his career with?
Because he's dressed as Robin and he's no.
Do you think he does Slim Shady? The real Slim Shady?
No, he doesn't.
I don't
Here's
think
why.
he does either.
One word: beard. He has that weird beard. You know, that's the one thing Machine Gun Kelly got right. He got that weirdo beardo.
He does have the weirdo
He has
beardo.
that dark beard. That's not your beard, Eminem. Look at me. That's a beard. You see that? That's real. There's grays all in that. You can see that I hate certain things.
He's 45.
He's my age.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
is a weirdo beardo. Machine Gun Kelly got that right.
Everybody's older.
You got to
except
give
for
love.
Kendrick.
Look, you give love when people are
He's
correct.
49.
Oh. Dude,
is Snoop younger than
Eminem?
Snoop's 50.
Eminem does.
They're the same age.
Basically.
does the EJ where he goes too dark, and then he wears that little Castro military hat, and he looks like a weirdo.
Is it bizarre that Snoop Dogg's 1 year older than Eminem?
It is bizarre.
Because Snoop
Black
Dogg
don't crack.
Well, he also
He hit a lot earlier.
Yeah,
he started when he was like 17.
Yeah.
So it
Snoop was like in Deep Cover. Look up Deep Cover because I believe that's Snoop's first song with Dre. That dude.
Yeah. He started so young. I'm always confused about how young Snoop Dogg is. I'm like, you're only 50.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like,
And looks basically the same.
I was listening to you in middle school, and I'm old. I'm 40.
All right, let's think about a little bit more. So we got. You're going to have the 6'4" Impala.
Yeah.
I'm predicting you're going to have a plethora of stretched out LA bicycles, stretched out. Those like
the Wikipedia page has the set list. I don't know if it's accurate, but it does.
What does it say?
So it has Still Dre, Gin and Juice, Drop It Like It's Hot, The Next Episode, The Real Slim Shady.
Oh, they do.
Lose Yourself, Humble, All the Stars, Family Affair, Nothing But a G Thing, and California Love. So mostly Dre.
Okay. They had to
What was the Mary? I blanked.
Family Affair.
Family Affair, right. No. Oh, man. Oh. I hope they're wrong, but I think they're right.
When Eminem raps The Real Slim Shady, he doesn't want to do it, right? Like, but he knows he has to.
I don't think
that's
he
what
wants to do it.
I mean, the world wants that because it's the most popular.
I expect Lose Yourself because it also fits for like winning the Super Bowl, right? You only get one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Slim Shady. He doesn't want to do it.
So they're not going to do Forgot About Dre? That's
No, I think they start with that, right?
No, they go with Still Dre,
Still
which is
Dre.
Snoop and Dre.
I mean, it could be good. I just.
Oh man, you talked me out of it, and I was kind of pumped.
It's fine.
Maybe I shouldn't have told you the set list.
And again,
and we're certain that there's going to be no effery in a Tupac hologram.
Maybe for California Love at the end.
I mean,
ooh, Tupac hologram at the end.
They got a lot of flack for that Tupac hologram.
But maybe it's better now.
Yeah, maybe they increase. They just go turn the lights down
What if
lower.
they actually bring out Tupac? Never died.
Oh, Machiavelli, there he is.
He's old Tupac.
You heard about this one?
Old. We're like, where have
Tupac.
you been?
He's got hair now.
Yeah, we're like, where have you been? He's like, I've been in the metaverse, dog. Like, what?
He's the first one there.
Speaking of football,
And then he does that laugh. That's the most charming thing that Tupac does. Is he raps and he'll go, and he'll just laugh, and you'll be like, you're having fun. I'm gonna have fun with you, Tupac.
So, speaking of football,
Change. People don't change.
let's talk about the Washington Commanders.
Right.
No, it's terrible, and it just makes me think of Gilead. And
Yep,
think of
same.
Standing behind my wife with my shirt still on, trying to sire a child, a man child.
It also and someone had to have thought of this, right? Like their former name was the Redskins, right? And when you say commander, I think of a lot of things, but I also think of the stereotypical guy and like from Europe coming over in a ship, like he was the
Master and commander.
and then that was the guy that basically
Killed the
all the Native Americans.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they?
They're trolling us, bro.
Are they? Is it a little bit of that?
I think so.
Someone had to been like, it's like calling and you're like, well, can't use cowboy because they already got it.
Yeah, you can't do
So it's a
yeah.
commander.
Yeah.
Because they got the Native Americans too.
It doesn't even
it's a
have good
little bit-
alliteration. Washington Commanders?
Also, in this day and age,
Do they mean Space Commander or Space Cadet like a Bruce? No, who's the guy? Like a Buzz Lightyear, like a commander, Space Commander?
I don't even know where they came up with it, but that whole organization is horrible. And it's
But
a
are they
mess
as
and
bad
they're
as the
stupid.
Dolphins?
Yes, yeah, they are. They're
Worse?
Yeah.
Worse?
They're worse than the Dolphins. So the.
Tracy's saying commander, meaning commander-in-chief, Washington, D.C., the president. I didn't think of that. That's how bad the name is. That it's not... I'm pretty good at that sort of stuff, and I didn't even link that up.
Yeah. And
I don't want... Okay,
why go political?
don't go political at all, because no matter who's in office,
Half the
he's
people-
hated.
half
So
the people
why
are-
would you do that? That's dumb.
Also,
And plus, when I watch football, I don't want any politics.
they tried to keep it a secret and release it. They wanted to release it on 2222 or whatever it is, and
today.
it got leaked days ago. First of all, some dumb old man told the name in the
It was
interview.
Bill Belichick. He did.
No,
They interviewed Bill Belichick, and he said, I think it's the Commanders.
I forgot who it was, but some other old sports guy said it in an interview, and then that got spread on the internet.
Yeah.
Then someone flew a helicopter over the stadium
Yes.
while they were trying to send it, and then saw it, and then they leaked it.
The old helicopter.
So it was all over the internet, and it was like, it's Commanders. And then they announced it, which took away because people started hating it before they announced it. So it was like they could never win, right?
Are they changing anything else? Because I think Chigardi in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/TomAndDanLive, I think he's making a joke.
Does anybody like it?
But he said they're changing the team colors to orange and blue, which I think is a joke. But are they making any other significant changes? Are they changing the colors? Are they changing the logo?
Well, with the logo now, I mean,
Well, you could still use the cool I thought the W calling a Washington football team to me was like rad. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah,
It was like, I was like, that is too perfect. Even the branding looked good. I was like, I liked how you can really dig
People
into
liked it.
that garnet and that gold and kind of.
There was articles about how people just like leave it Washington football team. People liked it.
It even
but
sounded good. I enjoyed it.
the problem, there was some sort of copyright thing where they couldn't copyright that name because it's too generic, and you can't just so other people could easily.
How about the Washington football boys? Right?
So
It's close.
There was some reason, a monetary reason, or like a corporate reason why they didn't want to go with just the Washington football team. But Commander stinks, and a lot of people are. It does. It stinks.
I'm Commander Stinks.
Like I don't know of anybody that is like like that. Like
No,
it's just like nah.
I went through and I saw it.
I'm not gonna say it.
I fired
I'm
up-
not gonna say. I'm going back to Redskins.
Yeah,
You've made a name worse than Redskins.
it just doesn't make any sense. Not that Redskins did, but
I'm never going to say the Washington. I got
Washington
used to saying the
football
football
team
team
was
was fine, and maybe I'll get used to saying the Commander. I don't think so, though. I'm putting my foot down. I don't want to say Washington Commanders. It's stupid. I don't like it. Right?
Commanders. We're the Manders. We're the Commanders.
Some joke on the internet is they're going to call their fan base the commies. There's all these jokes.
Make it political. And then you say one comment like, ha ha, and you're like, oh, you think communism's funny? Well, you could go there and be it. How about that?
Yeah. What a mess that
wow.
that organization has done.
And now you got to print the shirts and you got to make that stuff. The stuff.
And what about I feel bad for the fan base of that team, because you're kind of, especially if you're indoctored into being like an NFL football fan.
My dad was a massive Washington,
which most people are.
Football team fan.
It's like baseball.
I'm seeing a lot of positive from the fans, so they don't hate it.
There will be positive.
They think it's better than the football team.
Yeah. Well.
Their new rallying cry is #Take Command.
Stupid.
Take command. It's no
Where
rise
are you
up.
seeing that?
It's
are you seeing that on their Facebook page? Because for sure they're deleting.
Delete them all.
It's like what Real Radio does. Delete all the bad comments. So it's like, hey, people like us.
No. The team came out with that as their rallying cry on their Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
The Washington Commanders.
Well, of course, because their marketing team is trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it should have been, come at me, bro.
Everybody's
Command me, bro.
Attack you. I haven't heard any good things about it. I haven't heard that someone like, that's a good idea. Like, nothing they do is good. Like, the ownership of that team
is garbage.
They need to sell it, man. Like, they're hated.
Get rid of it, yeah.
The owner, everybody.
Take your money and run.
Everybody hates the owner and stuff. But again, like I was telling Daniel, it's such an elite group and it's so rare. There's 32 owners of NFL teams. Like, that is rare, right?
Yeah.
And then
special club.
And you're in that club and you don't want to give that up. So it's going to be hard, but they need to, because the decision makers I've done a poor job.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks so much to Josh Blue for stopping by. Get your tickets, theimprovorlando.com if you want those. TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan.
The last day of our charity auction is Saturday at noon. So that's when it ends. So get your bids in before.
Please.
All the money goes to Yellow Brick Road Foundation, and I think even with the bids now, we're upwards of $5,000, and that's great. And
doing pretty good.
We're going to give that all to Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, every single dime, because that's what it's all about. Anybody special on semantics? Let's plug your podcast and where people can find your shows.
I just came out with it. You heard about this one last week on Meatloaf, the singer that just passed away. There was a conspiracy that he was cursed, and perhaps he was, because he did die. And this week it'll just be me and Trav. We're going to be recording possibly out at the Cocoa Village Brewers Bash. I know a lot of BDMCBs are going to be out there. So
I love the shows with you guys the most. I like those. Those are fun.
I'm sorry I burped during your plug.
I noticed that, and I tried to power through.
I'm sorry.
I didn't have to bring it up.
You can tell. You can tell when the big fat radio DJ doesn't care.
I saw it.
You know, like a big fat radio DJ, he sits behind his desk, and then one of his staff is doing their plug.
What do you got going on?
So hey, Billy the Stump Boy, tell us about you're going to be down, helping your mom sell some of her Beanie Babies, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to be.
Nobody cares, Billy the intern.
That's why I apologize. It was an accident. All right, bye. Oh. What?
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Oh, she did it.